You think those buy now, pay later buttons are harmless? Think again. As of 2025, BNPL, the tiny 4 installment plans and one-time pay over time loans, are starting to show up on credit reports and score models. That means decisions you made at checkout could start helping or hurting your credit more than you realized. Stay with me, because in the next 12 minutes, I'll show you exactly what changed, who's most at risk, and a month-by-month 90-day plan to protect and repair your credit if BNPL shows up on your file. Hi, I'm Credit Score Lab. This channel breaks down credit moves that actually affect your life. Today's explanation is educational only. I'm covering general credit principles and recent industry shifts, not legal, tax, or financial advice. Check your own credit reports and consult a licensed professional for personalized guidance. Here's the promise. By the end of this piece, you'll know exactly how BNPL is being reported, whether it will affect your actual numerical score, and a step-by-step 90-day recovery and improvement plan with scripts and templates you can use right away. Big reveal at the end. An exact repayment and dispute order that often stops score damage fast. Don't click away. Let's start with the timeline, because this is where most people get confused. In March 2025, Affirm announced it would report all pay over time products to Experian for loans originated on or after April 1, 2025. That was a watershed moment. Experian said it would show the BNPL accounts on consumer files and to lenders who pull reports, even if at first those entries wouldn't be used in every traditional credit score. But that's not the end of the story. FICO, the most widely used scoring company, announced plans to incorporate BNPL and short-term installment data into some FICO models beginning in fall 2025. So now we have two things happening at once. The data is becoming visible, and scoring vendors are updating models to read that data. Here's where it gets interesting. Not all BNPL firms report the same way, and they don't all report to every bureau. That means the same purchase might appear on your Experian file, but not on Equifax or TransUnion. Confusing, right? Stay with me later. I'll explain exactly how that could create partial visibility that trips up lenders. Who is affected most? Younger borrowers, millennials and Gen Z, and lower-income households. BNPL users skew that way, and those groups tend to rely on BNPL more. That's important, because the change won't be uniform. If you're someone who uses BNPL sparingly and pays on time, this could be an opportunity to build credit history. If you've missed payments, stacked multiple BNPL plans, or had a plan go to collections, that could start hurting you. Do you think BNPL is invisible to lenders? Many consumers believe that. Surveys in 2024 and 2025 found around 40% of users thought BNPL didn't affect credit. That belief is now outdated. Regulators, bureaus, and the industry have been under pressure. The CFPB and media highlighted loan stacking and late payments, and that pushed more transparency. So even if FICO models are still rolling out, lenders can already pull bureau reports that show these accounts. Up next, exactly how BNPL shows up on a credit report and what fields lenders actually see. If you've ever wondered whether a pay-in-4 plan looks like a credit card or a loan, that answer is coming. Now, how does BNPL show up? It depends on the provider and the bureau. When Affirm reported to Experian, it furnished pay-over-time account data that means account opening date, balance, payment history, and in some cases, whether the account is current or delinquent. TransUnion and Equifax have public guidance saying BNPL data may be displayed, but may not immediately be used in scores until scoring vendors adopt it. A BNPL entry often appears as a short-term installment loan or pay-over-time account. Important nuance. Short-duration plans like pay-in-4 are often short accounts, which can temporarily lower your average age of accounts, something scoring models factor in. They also change your credit mix by adding an installment account rather than a revolving card. Timing and coverage vary. Affirm started with Experian on April 1, 2025. Reports through spring and summer 2025 noted Affirm planned to furnish additional bureau feeds, but not every BNPL company committed to reporting, and not all scoring models ingest that data at the same time. That patchiness can create inconsistent results across lenders. Quick question: if a BNPL account is paid on time, could it help your credit? Short answer: yes. In some models, it can help build positive payment history. But if you miss payments or a lender reports to collections, it can hurt, often faster than you think. Let's be honest, this change is both good and bad. Opportunity: if you have a thin credit file, responsibly managed, BNPL installments reported as on-time payments could add positive history and help your credit mix. That's especially true if you don't have many other installment accounts or if you're building credit from scratch. Risk: missed BNPL payments, loan stacking, and accounts sent to collections will likely damage creditworthiness once reported. Studies and surveys have shown around 20% of BNPL users have fallen behind on a payment in certain years. Figures vary, but it's not rare. Lenders do not like debt that looks unmanaged, so multiple open BNPL plans stacked together can be a red flag. Practical scenario: imagine you apply for a mortgage and the lender pulls an Experian report that shows 2 BNPL pay-over-time accounts with late payments. Even if your FICO score hasn't fully incorporated BNPL yet, the underwriter sees the accounts on your bureau report and can make a lending decision based on that visibility. In other words, underwriters can act faster than score models sometimes. Coming up, the exact 3 things you should do right now if BNPL appears on your file. One of them is counterintuitive, and most people miss it. Okay, this is the part you probably came for. A practical 90-day plan you can follow if BNPL shows up on your reports, or if you use BNPL and want to be proactive. I break this into weeks, so it's easy to execute. Week 1. Audit and prioritize. Days 1 through 7. Pull your 3 free credit reports at annualcreditreport.com and check Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. Because reporting is fragmented, an account may appear on one bureau but not others. Note which BNPL accounts appear, the account status, balance, and payment history entries. Make a priority list. Mark any BNPL account with a late payment or past due indicator, or accounts with small balances that could be paid off quickly. These are your priorities. Stop the scroll and commit 5 minutes to pull those reports. Don't guess, look. Week 2. Reconcile and contact. Days 8 through 14. Verify account details in your BNPL apps, dates, amounts, and autopay settings. Turn on autopay if you can afford it. Autopay reduces the chance of a missed payment showing up. If you see errors like accounts you didn't open or wrong balances, document screenshots and dates. Use the dispute processes on each bureau site and file a dispute with the BNPL provider if they furnished incorrect data. If the bureau says we can't verify, there's a trick to escalate. Keep watching. Weeks 3 and 4. Repayment and negotiation. Days 15 through 30. Prioritize paying small delinquent BNPL balances first. Why? Because small charged off or collections items can have an outsized negative effect early on. Pay what's manageable. If an account is in collections, call and negotiate. Ask for a pay for delete or update to paid as agreed. Not all collectors will agree, but some will. I'll give you exact scripts in a moment. Weeks 5 through 8. Monitor and build positive activity. Days 31 through 60. After paying or settling, confirm the bureau updates. It may take 30 to 45 days for the update to show. If the BNPL provider furnished the payment, verify that the status changes to paid or current. Use BNPL sparingly and on autopay for at least the next 60 days. Consider shifting future purchases to a credit card with a grace period, and pay it off in full, but only if you'll avoid carrying a balance. Pro tip: one timely payment reported can sometimes prevent a small drop in score, especially if your overall file is thin. Weeks 9 through 12. Repair and strengthen. Days 61 through 90. If disputes are unresolved, escalate.